Good afternoon. Today is June the 9th, 2015. Welcome to the Richfield City Council meeting. We have a nice agenda before us, and it'll be quick, but we do want to celebrate our Citizen of the Year. And, you know, I talked to her before, and I did say, you know, I felt a little jealous and underdressed. But I figured as Mayor Pro Tem, I should at least try to compete a little bit, but there ain't no way I'm going to get there. Okay, so I call the meeting to order, and we have one person that will speak in the public forum part of this, and it's Mary Barnes. Mary? Got 3 minutes. Good, thank you.
All right, good evening, Mary Barnes, 7544 Bryant. I'm here, actually, I'm going to speak on behalf of Gertrude Ulrich, who is no longer with us.
Okay.
We have lost so many amazing women lately, like Emily Day and Gertrude, and they were really good friends of mine. And I don't normally get into the middle of this controversy things, but I've been reading in the paper about what's been going on with the band shell. And to be perfectly honest, I'm appalled. I am a powerful woman. Sometimes my husband calls me the B word, but I would never, ever have witnessed Gertrude or Emily being rude to anybody in our city. So I would just like to say that I'm not in favor of the band shell. I don't think we should get it just because somebody wants it. I think if we're going to get it, it should be done properly. Thank you.
Thank you, Mary. Appreciate it. Okay, and Mary's signing in, so we'll wait for a little bit.
Can't always get what you want.
That's true. Okay, now would you join us in the Pledge of Allegiance? Next, we have approval of the minutes of the special concurrent City Council HRA meeting of May the 26th and the regular City Council meeting of May the 26th, 2015.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Okay, and now we have the presentations, and it's always pretty special. I always enjoy the Jean and Mary Jacobson Citizen of the Year Award, because it's a time to salute someone who has made a significant contribution to the city of Richfield and to our ability to be friendly, open city, tolerant, loving, and caring. And this is very, very important. And I am pleased that we have Kim and Marietta Jacobson here. It was I think Kim is the daughter of the Jacobsons. The Jacobsons were just such good folks. Oh, okay. Oh, Kim. Oh, I'm sorry. Well, see. Okay, the son. Great, welcome. They were just such great people. I mean, they were really community-minded. They fought for the underdog. They were just an unusual couple. And I say that because of their political affiliation, you never would have guessed it. I'm sorry about that.
No, you're not. No, you're not.
Yeah, no, I have a good sense of humor, so most people know that. But I remember when Gene left the council and I was on the Human Rights Commission. Well, he said to me, he said, Edwina, he said, you and I are going to do famous things. We're going to get on the map again. And I looked so forward to doing that. And then he passed away. But, I always appreciated Mary because she came to all the award ceremonies, and hats off to your mom and dad. And thank you for coming and honoring them. Continue to honor them by your presence here. It's a significant move on your part that you cared enough to continue this. It's a beautiful legacy that they left. I would like to ask the Mr. Westergaard, who is the chair of the Richfield Human Rights Commission, to come forward. And I want to, before you start, I just wanted to say that I was a little put out with Miss Richfield, At least you'd think she would have called me and said, "Hey, girl, I'm dressing this way or that way," So, but here I am, So, But I want to say that I really appreciate you. I appreciate the fact that you are a great cheerleader for Richfield, a great ambassador. You carry our name, and it's and you carry it with a lot of pride, and you brag, and you show off, and you're just a person who grew up in Richfield, and your mom is here, and and your sister, and they met, I believe, in Richfield, and they lived across the street from each other, and you were raised here. And I think the fact that you lifted the name just means that how loyal you were and are to our community. And we thank you for all the fights that you're fighting, for being the champion for the underdog, the champion for those that really don't have a voice and that people ignore. We appreciate all that you have done. And let me turn it over to Mr. Westerman.
The award winner for the Jean and Mary Jacobson Outstanding Citizen Award is Russ King, also known as Miss Richfield. Miss Richfield, 1981, sorry. Russ is a 1980 graduate of Richfield High School. Since then, he's been involved in entertainment and social justice. He created his Miss Richfield character, Miss Richfield 1981 character in 1995, and has made thousands laugh while using his position to raise money for and bring positive attention to various causes. I'd say it's probably a lot more than thousands that you've made laugh. Russ was a communications director with the Minnesota AIDS Project from 1993 to 1998. He is a member of and major fundraiser for the Twin Cities Gay Men's Chorus. He supports and raises money for Park House, a treatment facility for folks afflicted with AIDS. He has created a biannual event held in Minneapolis called Bingo a Go-Go. I'm told it's awesome. Proceeds from this event are used to support Park House and the Twin City Gay Men's Chorus. Russ was involved with Minnesota United and Outfront Minnesota in combating the marriage amendment and passing the Freedom to Marry bill. In summary, Russ King has spent the better part of his adult life doing good works and spreading goodwill to many who have suffered. Russ is a tireless champion of human rights. His history of tireless altruistic work on behalf of the LGBT community is largely unequaled. And I'm going to turn it over just for a moment here to Kim Jacobson, again, the son of Jean and Mary Jacobson, who this award is named after, to present the award.
Madam Mayor, thank you very much for talking about my parents. I don't really have to say much more, except for the fact that as the years went by, they drifted further left. My mother especially. When I take a look at what you and other council members and mayors did back in the 50s and 60s to kind of put in place a template for municipal liquor stores, skating rink, municipal pool, all the things that were able to be funded by the community that creates the way the community is today, I think that it has grown to a place that they'd be proud of. And I know that I know they're sitting on the edge of a cloud, dressed better than they ever were tonight with my sister watching over these proceedings. I will tell you that bigotry has to be taught. And in my home, when I grew up, there wasn't one word that came out of my parents' house that would have indicated that I should be judging others. And after all, it is not our place to determine who's going to be together. And with that, I'm going to give this award to Mr. Russ King, his 1981.
What an honor.
Can- Could you please read the award?
I fumbled that.
Oh, in front of the
King, Miss
microphone.
Richfield,
Use the
I'm sorry,
microphone.
Miss Russ King, Miss 1981 Richfield, 2015 Jean and Mary Jacobson Outstanding Citizen Award. This award is presented by the Richfield Human Council, or Human Rights Commission, in recognition of your contributions toward fostering and promoting human understanding, tolerance, and the spirit of human relations. Presented this 9th day of June 2015. Russ?
What an honor. What a beautiful, beautiful honor. Thank you so much. And what a beautiful introduction. Councilperson Garcia is also a recipient, as you
Yes.
might know, of this award, which
Yes.
makes me even more proud to have it.
Oh, thank
I
you.
have such a respect for you and your work. And we had a wonderful ceremony, a little reception before this, where I really got a chance to lay out in about 10 minutes how much I love the city, a little bit about my history. I will recap very shortly to just say that I travel now internationally, and I was in Australia and worked on a cruise ship in Singapore and Thailand and Hong Kong and that area this year. And the name of Richfield comes with me wherever I go. And sometimes people want to know about Richfield, and I am so thrilled to tell them about my hometown and about how early on domestic partnership rights were approved. During the Vote No campaign, the city council stood up and made a point of addressing that and working toward human rights. It's such I just can't even tell you what an honor it was. It was a stretch for me to get here because I had to fly in yesterday, and I have to be in Rehoboth Beach, Delaware, performing tomorrow night. So it's a whirlwind, and my manager said, just send a video. And I said, no, I can't just send a video to my hometown about something like this. He didn't quite realize the honor that I realize it is, and so it was worth every bit of the effort. So many friends and family, my mother, my sister-in-law, so many friends and family here today to show you how much we appreciate Richfield and what an honor it is to carry your name. And so thank you so much, and God bless. Thank you.
Yeah. You know, that's real loyalty. I love that. You know, because I think those of us that serve on the city council or on a commission or whatever, we have that sense of loyalty. But to have someone that is actually a star come and acknowledge that, you know, that this is her city, it's wonderful. Yes, you bet. You bet. Bye-bye. Thank you. And now let's give it half a minute to clear out.
Had been something you said.
Hmm?
Had been something you said.
I'm sure. You know, periodically we have city commissions come forth and give us a report of their activities for the year. And we are so pleased. And I must say this, that I've always appreciated when whoever comes and does the report puts it in writing so that we can refer to it and so that, you know, we get a complete picture of your work and support of our community. So, Mr. Westergaard, you can please start.
Take it away. Thanks so much, Council, for allowing me to come up here and talk about what's going on with the Human Rights Commission. I'm just going to go over some of the highlights, not the entire document, but some of the big highlights from what we've done since the last time the Human Rights Commission was here doing the same thing. So the first thing that so it spans part of 2014 and then up to the present. In January of this year, we held a community conversation, and the intent of that was to talk to the community and find out how we can better diversify all the commissions within Richfield. And had a really nice turnout. as well as the mayor showed up, and we had some consultants there from the Advocates for Human Rights. And final report is going to be reported in a working session, I think in the next month or two, to the council. But it was really good dialogue that we had, and I think it's moving in the right direction.
I was there, and I think that's a great event for you to have started on your own.
Yeah. I'll jump then to just talk about our youth members that we have. We have 2 youth members on the Human Rights Commission, and we just recently filled the second of the 2. So we have 2 high school students from Richfield High School, full voting members, and it's just great to have that youthful energy on the Human Rights Commission. Recently, we held a human trafficking forum right here in council chambers, and we brought in expert from the Advocates for Human Rights to talk about human trafficking on a global basis, a U.S. basis, bring it down to Minnesota, and even bring it down to either Richfield or the South Metro. And we had about 30 people, 28 to 30 people, for an hour and a half. Speaker spoke. Nobody left. Nobody even took a bio break to go. It was just a terrific presentation with a PowerPoint. And then we had a question and answer session after that, and it was just wonderful to have Jay Henthorne come. And so Chief Henthorne came in street clothes, so he didn't look like police chief. And I know he didn't know I was going to call him out on this. But so we had a very lively question and answer session. And there was some talk that was being said, like, I don't know what the police department's doing here. I'm not sure what the police chief's doing. And I was just happy to go, well, since you said that, here's the police chief. And when he got done talking about it, and he just spoke so eloquently, like, you just felt like it wasn't the police here and the rest of the population here. He got an ovation from the crowd. He did such a great job.
Good. Thank you for telling us that.
Next up, I'll just talk about the resolution we passed about Richfield school lunch policy. So we sent a letter to Steve Anowski of this school superintendent and met with him about serving hot lunches to all students regardless of economic means, and to eliminate the quote-unquote stamping of elementary students as a reminder to parents of lunch payment. And since then, the practice has been changed. Hopefully we had an impact on that, but we made our voice heard. And lastly, I'll just bring up that we have a landlord-tenant rights forum coming up very soon in the next couple months. And so we're going to get landlords and tenants in the same room with some lawyers on the subject to put everybody in the same playing field so that they understand where they stand.
Good.
And if you have any questions, by all means, let me know.
Does anyone have any questions or comments?
I have no questions. I just want to comment on the fact that I was liaison for a while, and Councilmember Howard is now, and I watched the Human Rights Commission take off, add members and enthusiasm and a lot of activities and a lot of really, really innovative ideas on how to involve the community and broaden the scope of what you are and what you mean to the community. And I endorse everything you do. And I think the ability to see past little boxes and nominate Miss Richfield is outstanding. I think it shows that the broadness of the scope you're approaching your task with. And I think it just speaks volumes about the city of Richfield on the work you do, and I really appreciate it.
Great. Thanks, Councilman
Very
Elliott.
nice. Thank you.
And as the liaison, I just wanted to say that I've very much enjoyed working with the Human Rights Commission. It is a great group of people that people from kind of all different walks of life, but very engaged and asking questions and about how we can make the city more inviting. And I really do think the search for having more diversity on our commissions is such a great goal for the city, and I think it's attainable. And the work that the commission's doing is helping us get there, and I really look forward to that work continuing.
Thanks.
Good. Well, thank you very, very much. And I think you've got a good lieutenant with Debbie. She's
Yes,
she's
indeed.
been since we put her on the commission. You know, I see her a lot. I see her a lot in whatever functions there are in the community, and I appreciate the members of the commission that are here, and and we look forward. I mean, this is real good leadership. And I'm glad that you partnered with the Human Rights Commission, with the
League of Women
League of
Voters.
Women Voters, to have, to have your forum. And I think that kind of opens the door for opportunities to have others join us or come with us, and then have other agencies or civic groups, help us out. But and not only that, it really gives the city, the Human Rights Commission, good press, so that like Councilmember Elliott said, it's essential, and you make our city proud.
A lot
So
of
thank you
lot of
very
great
much.
work's been done, and a lot of good momentum going in the right direction.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Okay, now we're off to hometown hits. My little list. Okay, who wants to start?
I will, I always follow, and I'll just feed right into you. But I really didn't have anything, but I want to make a suggestion and a warning. If you've never been downtown to see Miss Richfield 1981's Christmas program, it runs 8 days, and I was trying to think of how to describe it, understanding full well that I'm on TV and there may be children watching. Ribald probably is the word that comes to mind. It's entertaining, it's ribald, it's funny, it's irreverent. She's a wonderful show person, and unless you're into audience participation, sit way up in the balcony in the back. And I spoke with Miss Richfield and told her I've been to her show over the last 4 or 5 years, and I was warned, particularly if she knew I was not only from Richfield but on the city council, I'd be in the stage in a second. So I sit way back, way deep in the balcony. But it really, really is enjoyable, and it's true that it brings an aura and a reputation to Richfield that we don't take ourselves too seriously. We enjoy humor, and she just is a wonderful representative and agent of the community.
Very good, exactly. Anyone else?
My one item, especially on a warm day like this, I was going to mention that the pool is open, and encourage folks to get over there and get a summer pass. And it was great to see this weekend it filling up already. I think our Calvin's going to get his first chance to do some swimming
good,
this summer
good.
too, so we're all signed up.
Your new constituent.
Yeah, exactly.
Tom?
I was just going to mention, I started seeing people are taking duty on their grass and cutting it, seeing less and less people that have the tall grass, so I appreciate it, and I'm sure that some of the neighbors have helped in making sure that people get lawnmowers and that, because had a lot of changeover on the east side lately, and 2 people I know didn't have a lawnmower, and neighbors volunteered to lend it to them, so I appreciate the neighbors that did. So.
Good, thank you. And I went walking the other day, and I noticed that the sewer drainage that's on the curb, none of them were free. They all had all kinds of debris on them. And I really hope that residents who have a drainage right there by their door, that they clean it up, because it would make it so much easier for us to maintain the city if we all chipped in and took care of that. Okay, now here's my list. We have, and that's the concert for the Richfield High School Music will be at Augsburg, June the 11th at 7 p.m. So come out and celebrate our high school kids. Then we have and I'm surprised Tom didn't mention this because this is his ward, but we have the Taft Lake Fishing Clinic.
Oh, yeah.
That's going to take place on the 13th, and that's for kids that are between the ages of 8 and 12. There is a $3 fee, but that's a lot of fun. I know that Tom has really taken an active role in being out there and with his folks. Farmers Market is open every Saturday, and they open at 7 a.m. The other thing that we have going is the internet safety for parents at City Hall, and that's June the 10th from 6:30 to 7:30 p.m. And this is yet another one of the events that the Richfield Public Safety does to reach out to the community and help us be part of the community by providing us information and educating us. So thank you. Okay, now we're to the agenda. Anybody want to move the agenda?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okey-dokey, and we have our consent calendar. Mr. Devich?
Calendar contains several separate items which are acted upon by the City Council in one motion. Once the consent calendar has been approved, the individual items and the recommended actions will also have been approved, and no further council action on those items would be necessary. Tonight we have 4 items on the consent calendar. And I do want to say, I think we had a problem with some of the public agendas, and I think item D may have been left off on some agendas that you would pull off the internet. I don't know how that happened. We'll take a look, but I apologize for that. Item A is consideration of the approval of a cooperative agreement with Hennepin County for the Portland Avenue Reconstruction Project. Item B is consideration of the approval of a resolution authorizing an interim use permit to allow construction of a temporary 75-foot telecommunication tower at the Penn Avenue Water Tower that's in front of the Richfield Fire Station number 2. And that is to provide a sort of a tower platform for the folks that lease space on the water tower as it's being painted. Item C is consideration of the approval of a resolution authorizing an accounting change from an enterprise or proprietary fund to a capital fund for the Recreation Enterprise Fund. It's basically an accounting change that has to do with not having to account for depreciation and was recommended by the auditors. And finally, item D, which you may not see on your agenda, is a consideration of the approval of the purchase of self-contained breathing apparatus for the fire department from Emergency Response Solutions in the amount of $229,297.85. And that concludes tonight's consent calendar.
I'll move the calendar.
Second.
Did you want to say something?
No, I was just going to say.
Okay, so it's been moved and seconded. All in favor? Aye. Thank you. And now we proceed to number 7, which is a public hearing and the only public hearing we have tonight. And that goes, Councilmember Fitzhenry.
Thank you, Mayor Pro Tem. Item number 7 then is a public hearing regarding a resolution giving host approval for the City of Columbus to issue conduit bonds, for the benefit of Richfield Senior Living, Inc. in order to refinance its independent living and assisted living facility located at 7601 Lyndale Avenue South. Richfield Senior Living, Inc. is a Minnesota nonprofit that operates a 115-unit rental housing facility designed for independent senior living, and an attached 31-unit assisted living facility located at 7601 Lyndale Avenue South. Richfield Senior Living is asking the City of Columbus to issue tax-exempt bank-qualified conduit bonds on its behalf to refinance the facility. What I'm going to do is probably ask somebody to come up and explain, because I'm sure I got a lot of calls on this too, why Richfield isn't doing it and why the City of Columbus. So I'll let one of our staff explain that one.
I think basically what's going on is the facility is located here in the city of Richfield, and in the past, the city has acted as, I guess, the issuer of the bonds, or whatever. We acted as the, for the conduit debt and things like that. But now, because in 2015, we've issued $9.1 million worth of bonds, so we have no more bank qualified debt available. So basically, they found another city that could do it for them, or they had another facility in, and this city is now issuing the debt. But since it's in our city, we have to give host approval for that, and that's kind of the purpose of what we're doing.
And then the other 2 questions that came up were, is the city obligated in the debt, and what is the city's benefit for that, if you'd answer that?
The city is under no obligation of the debt. It does not affect our credit rating. We do not incur any kind of cost or anything like that. And typically what we've done in the past when the city has been the issuer of the conduit debt, we charge an application fee of approximately, I think, $2,500, $3,000 upfront non-refundable application fee. And then every year on the anniversary of the issue date of the bond, the issuer has to pay the city a 1/8 of 1% admin fee of the outstanding principal. And now with this particular debt, when it was initially issued back, I think in 2004, they asked if the city would defer that admin fee until such a time as the debt was paid off or if they had refinanced the bonds. And so since 2004, that debt has been deferred, or that admin fee, excuse me, has been deferred. And now that they're refinancing, I believe it states in the staff report that we will be receiving a sum of approximately $200,000 to $250,000 of this deferred admin fee over the life of the debt that's been deferred.
Okay, that's good news. So I guess I'd ask the mayor to go ahead and open the public hearing.
And anyone here to speak regarding this issue? Do we have any questions from the audience? Anyone?
Move to close the public hearing then?
Second.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and make the action. That we approve the resolution giving host approval to the issuance of a revenue note by the City of Columbus for the benefit of Richfield Senior Living, Inc.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, good. So now we're off to resolutions, number 8, and that will go to Councilmember Howard.
Thank you. I have consideration of a resolution regarding request to demolish the building at 7528 Lindale Avenue and construct a 2-story addition to 7524 Lindale Avenue in its place. Barrett Lawn Care has operated from the building at 7524 Lindale Avenue since 2008. The business offers commercial and residential landscape maintenance and installation, as well as snow removal services throughout the Southwest Metro. In 2013, the owners and operators, Eric and Laura Barrett, purchased the adjacent building at 7528 Lindale, formerly Kirby Vacuum. This building is in very poor condition. The applicant is proposing to tear down this building and construct a 2-story office addition to their current building. The total square footage will be approximately the same as the building that will be removed. However, the new structure will be designed to provide proper offices and meeting space for employees. The new addition will also provide a greatly improved face to Lindale Avenue. Outside operations will not change with the proposed construction. And of note, the Planning Commission recommended unanimously to approve the request.
Okay, sounds good. Mr. Stark, do you have anything you want to add?
No, I would just add that, staff is very supportive of this. We really view it as a win-win-win for the community, a win for the Barretts. They've been great to work with. They've done everything that staff's suggested. Their business, while it is a landscaping business, they really don't keep any materials on site or in the exterior anyway. So to the passerby, it's not that there's landscaping materials being stored outside. And if you've taken a look at the site plans, particularly the landscaping plans, it's just going to be a beautiful addition to the city.
No, I agree, and I look forward to seeing that because, they're a good business, in the business they're in, we should be real proud of what they put up. So thank you for working with them. So do I have a motion?
I do. The motion is to approve the attached resolution for site plans allowing construction of a 2-story building addition at 7524 and 7528 Lindale Avenue.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, that was wonderful. Let's see. And now we have item number 9, and that's Councilmember Elliott.
Thank you, Mayor. This item actually involves 3 separate considerations. The first is the award of a contract for the Portland Avenue reconstruction project from 67th Street to 77th Street. The second provides for the authorization for the city manager to approve changes in the construction contract up to $100,000. And third, a proposal for Kimley Horn and Associates to provide construction engineering services.
Consistent with City Council direction, the capital improvement plan and the city's comprehensive plan, staff is working towards the reconstruction of Portland Avenue from 67th Street to 77th Street. In 2012, the city was awarded a federal grant for the reconstruction of Portland Avenue in 2015. A public involvement process was conducted starting in 2013, which led to City Council approval of the preliminary layout. Concept 2 was chosen at their April 22, 2014 meeting. The approved layout included 3-lane section for vehicular traffic, on-street bike lanes, green boulevards, concrete sidewalk on the west side of the street, and multi-use trail on the east side of the street. Final plans were developed by Kimley Horn and Associates and were approved by City Council at the March 24, 2015 meeting. An ad for bid was placed in the Richfield Sun-Current on May 7th and May 14th, 2015. Bids for construction were opened on May 28, 2015. SM Henches and Son, Inc. was the lowest responsible bidder. The tabulation is attached if anybody wants to review it. The engineering firm of Kimley Horn and Associates has submitted a proposal to provide the construction engineering services for the Portland Avenue reconstruction project in the amount not to exceed $508,320. I don't know if anybody has any questions. This matter has been discussed and presented to the council and to the constituents in the city over a period of months. I think that my recollection is the meetings and the dialogue and the exchange of information was well received and well discussed, and I think everybody is on board with the plan. We had some concerns about narrowing in some areas and widening, and I think my recollection is the engineering actually just curved it or moved it a little bit to alleviate some of the concerns. So I think all in all, it represents a consensus of opinions from the citizens, the staff, engineers, city council, and other commission members that it's a well thought out plan and it's going to benefit the citizens. So
Good.
With that, absent any additional questions at this time, and I'll make 3 separate motions. First motion is to accept the bid minutes tabulation and award contract to SM Henches and Son in the amount of $6,893,975.08.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor? Aye.
Aye. Number 2, authorize the city manager to approve contract changes under $100,000 without further city council authorization.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
And number 3, approve hiring of Kimley Horn and Associates to perform construction engineering services for the Portland Avenue reconstruction project for a fee not to exceed $508,320.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Good. See, staff does a good job. Thank you.
One thing on, Madam Mayor.
Sure.
Just, I know we've discussed this before, but maybe it'd be good to just remind folks kind of what we're thinking on the timeline on this. It's great that we're able to move forward, and I understand that work could commence, relatively soon.
There is no timeline yet, but there is an open house scheduled for next Thursday, June 18th, from 5 to 7 here at the Municipal Center. There'll be representatives from the consultant, Kimley Horn, here. The contractor will be here, who can give you more details about the schedule, and then, of course, there'll be some city staff here as well.
And as I understand, it's still potentially a goal to finish this year. Is that right?
I'm not sure at this moment.
Okay.
I doubt it.
Okay.
It'd be a pretty aggressive schedule to do it this year, but the contractor can explain that more on at the open house.
Okay.
I was just going to suggest that it looks like Kimley Horn indicated at least tentative start date of July 6th and finish date of June 30, 2016. Is that, I mean, that's a pretty broad framework, but that's kind of what we're looking at least tentatively, right?
Correct.
I'm glad they're waiting until July 6th, because you know what happens on the 4th.
Exactly.
That was a smart move.
Okay, so we're ready now for our city manager's report.
I really don't have any specific report to make to the city council.
Okay. Then it is time then to move claims and payroll.
So moved.
Second.
Okay, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Okay, there being no other action or before us, then I call this meeting adjourned. Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor.